Alrighty, yo, what's going on? Back for part 3 of well, the 100 devs course. We're gonna pick it right back up from where we left off. I think I said 153, but I think I'm a little more behind than that. So, and apparently I still got latency over here. How would I fix it? I thought I did fix it on this end, but apparently not. Apparently I did not. So, give me one moment. Try to look into a couple of things if I can. Let me see. Still checking. I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else here. I don't know why it would be delayed, truth be told. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, so oh, okay. So for whatever odd reason, oh, Christian, what's going on, man? Still having latency issues. I have to fix it on this end here. Let's see. Yeah, see, it says normal latency here. Already changed it in OBS. It does? Okay. Well. Okay. Well. I guess I'll just move forward from here. Guess I'm gonna just have to come to the studio side and do low latency over there, I suppose. Okay. Cool, cool. So, of course I can't play the video, but what I can do is I can't show the 100 does video. That's part of the arrays is going all right. I'm not too fond of what would you call it? I'm not too clear on the array methods, but from there, like it's going all right. That's about it, truthfully. All right. Well, I stopped the crap. Hold on. There you go. That works. So I stopped at about an hour and 53 minutes last the last stream before I had to go tend to stuff. Array methods. Footage of sort, map, and reduce. Yeah. Lots of quizzes. Where was your quizzes? Or where did you take your quizzes? Map, I kinda get. Filter, I ain't got that yet. So map, I got an idea, but not necessarily the others that you listed though. But yeah, start the
Unshift
video here.
Dylon. So now Dylon is on the front of Best Rappers 2020. And we can do the same on the other side. We can push Dylon onto the back of the array.
Yeah.
So now when we look, we have Dylon,
here.
Polo G, and Dylon.
Oh, you use Gemini to create quiz. You know what? That makes sense.
Beautiful. So now we have.
I haven't messed with Gemini. I have Claude though. I might do that.
Dylon, Polo G, and Dylon because we shifted off and popped off 6.9, and then we unshifted and pushed Dylon. Beautiful. Now the last method that we saw was map, and map is going to run once for each element in the array, but map does one very specific thing.
What was the prompt you put in, Christian?
What makes map different? Like, what does it do?
Yeah, if y'all watching after the fact, like Christian's dope. Y'all should check him out. At Christian Codes.
Shout out to Timberland.
Far more entertaining.
It returns a brand new array. Exactly. Returns a brand new array. Wonderful. So if we are going to run once for each element in the array, does map do anything? What's the only thing that map returns? This is an implicit. This is right, Timberland. This is an implicit return, right? So the only thing this map is doing is returning what?
Returning
the
Dylon.
only thing this does is it returns Dylon. So if we know that this map is going to run 3 times, what we're really doing is creating a new array for best rappers of all time that has Dylon in it. That's the first time it runs. Then it's going to grab Polo G, but it doesn't do anything with it. It just returns Dylon. And then it's going to run a 3rd time. It doesn't even matter that it was Dylon.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So the only thing that a map
granted, it took me a couple months to get back to this point, so I'm finally moving forward instead of working from
just being Dylon.
behind.
And then for the last 2 things to add here, we unshift Dylon onto the front, and we push Dylon onto the back. And so when we console log the best rappers of all time, we have Dylon. Beautiful. Alrighty, folks.
Dylon spits hot fire.
We have another review to do, but since we're at the top of the hour, let's take our break.
I'm gonna skip the break.
Let's put 5 minutes on the clock here.
Because I had already been gone, and I think this is actually where I stopped last time.
If you're new around here, we like to be
healthy. Thank you, Christian.
Take our break.
I make sure I check it.
Pull in air, added 2 minutes to the timer. Let's go ahead and this is now a 7.
Negative. There's gonna be a couple seconds. Long. Let me see. Alien Rangers review. So close these. All of these is in the what was it? The homework. Not the homework.
Come on back.
Like class materials. And obviously I'm going along with his slides. These are his slides. So you had to spend a week? Oh, man.
Alrighty.
I mean, I could do it.
Alrighty, folks. Come on back. Let's go ahead and take a look at this review, and then we're going to jump into objects. So it's the Alien Rangers review. Go ahead and open that up. We have 3 questions here. And I'm going to go ahead and let's put 5 minutes on the timer. 5 minutes on the timer. Give it your best shot, and then we'll go over it together.
Ooh. Read an array of TV shows.
Unshift to add to front. Yes, I think it'll be a good petition. All right, 5 minutes. Go at it. You have it. And we'll go over it together. Dig in.
I almost forgot. I'm messing with strings. Simpsons Futurama. Futurama. Burgers. Move through and print each show to the console.
Hey, glad to hear it, Follett. Best DC superhero.
You know what? I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, it's Batman. Like, why am I
I'm trying to think of something I was gonna do.
Let me impress
I
you
don't
with
quite
my vast
remember what I was supposed to do.
comic book knowledge. Nah, it's gonna be Batman.
I was thinking of 4 each just now. I mean, thank you for that. I didn't quite. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna be show.
3 minutes, 30 seconds. You got this. Dig deep.
That must have came in that update. That wasn't there before.
I haven't seen a new one yet. I'm still afraid to go to movie theaters. What's your favorite Megazord? Now we're talking.
What's a log show?
I mean, the most nostalgia is definitely the Mighty Morphin, right? You can't beat that, like, symbol of your childhood. I think when they got to Lightspeed Rescue, they did some more interesting stuff, like graphically.
I'll do the next one, and then I'll test it out from there. Return a new array of numbers that includes every even number from the previous arrays. There's something that returns, it does, like, return is inherent. Like, it just automatically does it. I'm trying to remember what it is. I'll just do it like this.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. Yeah, the assembly sequence was pretty lit.
Man.
Do you watch any K-drama? No, I have not ever really got into it. I have a feeling that if I did start, it'd be a problem for me. So
I got less than 2 minutes. Yeah, my brain's a mess.
From your childhood, I watched Power Rangers, but I don't remember this stuff because I watch it as an adult.
I did rewatch some of the Power Rangers now that he brings it up. I rewatched a lot of stuff from my childhood.
Like anything like after Dino Thunder is like too much for me, but anything like pre-Dino Thunder, I've probably watched all the way through, like as an adult.
4, 5. Jeez. What's going on? Not equal P.
The second lowest, mean including or excluding? It would be including, I guess, for this example. Got some fun. Some folks coming in with the Dunzos. Got a few folks that got thumped on the last one. That's okay. We're gonna go over it together. Alrighty. 30 seconds left. Got some Dunzos rolling in.
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I always wanted that Green Dagger toy. I've been
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I'm
Hilarious, not too bad.
I've been 3D printing different swords, and that's on my list. I just did some test prints earlier to get a collapsible lightsaber.
Return a new array, man. I know it. I know it.
Like toy swords.
But with 2 seconds left, I'm not gonna get it out.
I like to print a lot of, like, I guess it would be like stuff, but it's been fun.
I think I poorly used 4 each for one,
which I really like.
That's gonna be the thing with that.
About clean, looks pretty good. To me, a 3D printer is like the best toy you could ever give a kid, because you can get printers now. Like, I know $200 is nothing to slouch about, but for like less than like a I don't know, like less than like a gaming console, they can build whatever toy they want. Like the plastic's like $10, and then for like half of a gaming console, they can build whatever toy they ever want, and they're all like free online. Yeah, that's pretty dope to me.
That's fair. I'm considering a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Hey. For a client, Jays.
I use my 3D printer for D&D too. Like, I have a bunch of miniatures that I've printed off. That was pretty cool. There was a Humble Bundle that had a lot of like really good miniatures in it, and I've been using those. First one done. Hey, Caleb, that's awesome. Congrats. All right, let's come on back. Let's go through it.
Yeah, ready.
What printer to use? I have an Ender 3v2. I have the BL Touch mod on it, a new hot end, some other like fancy stuff, glass plate, but not too many mods. I'm putting Octoprint on it.
My bad, Jay. If you're one of the people that sees every time it like goes live or whatever, like it's, I'm still
the timers. Yes, I hope you do.
Getting
some
around
folks
there.
like the complete silence, some don't. So I like to just keep talking because I think some folks just prefer that in the background, but always feel free to mute me. That's why I leave the timer up, right? The timer I leave up. So if you don't want to hear me blab on, you can just mute me and then see the timer go off and come on back. Alrighty. Create an array of TV shows, loop through, and print each show to the console.
Fancy.
So let's go ahead and we're just going to start off by putting our... we'll just use the same shows we did last time. Let's do Power Rangers to let.
You put your answers in the chat.
Rangers equal. And then we're going to go ahead and do Mighty.
Okay.
Morphin.
Why can't I see it?
Here's my thing about Power Rangers, though. They had the new Power Rangers movie, but they didn't do it right.
I don't see
the way you do. Hold on. The way you do a modern Power Rangers movie is thus. You know Cloverfield, right? Cloverfield is like dark, and they're like on a roof. There's a bunch of like teenagers hanging out, right? And then like something starts to attack. You don't know what's attacking, but it's just like these like cool kids hanging out. It's really dark. It's gritty. If you had gone to Cloverfield, having no idea what it was, and they're just like these older teenagers hanging out on a roof, someone starts attacking, and they all just go, "It's morphin' time!" You would have lost your absolute, like, you would have lost your mind.
Thank you for confirming I did that first one right.
It would have blown your mind. That's how you do a new Power Rangers.
Discord chat, yeah, thank you for confirming I did that first one right.
You just let some shit go down, and then right as it's about to get really bad, you just see them go, morphin'
Dexter,
time.
I forgot all
like,
about
everyone,
this.
Like, if I see, that's the shit I would. If I was a billionaire, that's the shit I would do.
Filter, see, and we just talked about
no hype. You're going there for something completely different, and then your mind's just blown that it's a Power Rangers movie. That's how you do it. All right, Mighty Morphin. We'll say Alien Rangers. Whoop, I spell it right. Alien Rangers, and then we'll say Neo. Beautiful. Now we have our TV shows. Loop through and print each one to the console. So what type of loops could we use here? What kind of loops could we use here?
I say 4 each.
We can use a for loop, just like a generic for loop. We can use a for each. Let's use a for each because we've been
really
some practice.
Filter.
Let's go and do Power Rangers, and we'll do for each, and then we're gonna take in each.
Is it reduce the one you struggle with the most?
Show. Okay. And we will. We're gonna print each one to the console. So we'll
like I've seen it used once. You know, like what was it? 2 videos ago.
And so what this is going to do is we're gonna run.
Hey, he used for each too.
Each element in the array. We have 1, 2, 3 elements in the array. So this for each will run 3 times. Each time it's gonna run, it's gonna be the goblin's gonna run and grab Mighty Morphin and then plug it into show. And then it's gonna grab Alien Rangers and plug it into show.
I seen it.
And then it's
seen it used like
Neo
once or twice.
Plug it into show.
So
I'm saying Neo instead of Zeo. Is it Zeo or yeah? I keep saying Neo. I don't know why I keep saying Neo.
Okay.
Could you imagine? All right. And so what winds up happening is that Mighty Morphin gets console logged. Then Alien Rangers gets console logged, and then Zeo gets console logged. Right? Beautiful.
Truth be
Just
told,
watch the Matrix. Yeah, that's why.
truth be told, after Power Rangers, the
Alrighty.
space something.
Let's save this
I'll
and
stop
let's make
watching.
sure this John actually runs. Good. Let's open this in the browser. Oh, look at that. That's so fire. This is why Alien Rangers is the best. Look at this. I'd wear that right now. Yo, get me this black fit. It's over. Kanye may have changed his life, but I'm still an old school Gemini. Look at that. Ugh.
So you did cons filter, and then you even console log. Yeah, see, I didn't do that.
Right. Let's refresh.
We'll try yours for the
We don't
second
actually
one.
have anything printing to the console. Let's go back and take a look.
We'll do yours, Christian, for the second one.
Why did nothing print to the console?
You didn't save. You didn't save it. That white dot was still up there.
Bark said, save, my guy. Exactly. Let's go ahead and save. We didn't save, so now we can come back and refresh. Second try. We got Mighty Morphin, we got Alien Rangers, and we got Zeo.
And your second one works?
That's the whole. That's the second layer of this
So
stream.
obviously your
'Cause I
first
just say
one
a
works
lot
too.
of stuff, and if you know, you know. But most of the time, it's just rap lyrics. So a lot of stuff I say is like not actually true. It's just rap lyrics. So if you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out.
You know, I have seen show 4 of. I could have used that. I don't know.
Quick maths, indeed. Return a new array.
Yeah. So the answer, the answers is in the Discord.
The previous
the bin
array.
codes
So, sorry,
Discord.
we have to create an array
You can
of
go in there,
numbers,
put it in
and
chat.
we have a second prompt here. So let's go and create an array of numbers. Let nums equal, and let's just throw some. Give me some numbers. Chat. Can you give me some numbers, please?
Yeah.
21, of course. 56.
Look at you,
88,
Christian. Engagement.
24.
Engagement king.
99. And 710. Cool. All right. Thank you for those numbers. All right. Let's return a new array of numbers that includes every even number from the previous arrays. So only a new array that only has even numbers. So let's go ahead and let's just do this as like an arrow function.
Okay.
Let only evens only evens equal, and then we know we're going to pass in an array. We're passing in an array.
I mean,
and
I followed that.
Array, we want to get just the even numbers. So did anybody know something we can do to get only even numbers? Is there like a method or something that we could use?
Modulus. 2 modulus equal.
We can use a filter method with modulus. So let's try the filter method. So we'll do array.filter.
You did something like that.
And the cool thing about filter is it runs once for each element in the array, and it checks to see if something is true. If it is true, it includes it in that new array. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So we can.
Oh, see, you even did that. You used const.
Excuse me. Let's go ahead and say array filter. We're going to take in a value num, and we'll say, well, num is modulus 2. If that equals 0, so if that equals 0, then we know that it's true. So that should work. Like if the number modulus 2. All right, let's see where I'm at with this one real quick. Let's console log. Don't worry, I'm going to come back to it. Let me see where I'm at. Console.log only evens, and let's pass in nums. All right, let's see where we're at. Let me add some spacing here so people can see what we're doing. Let's save this. All right, and let's refresh. Cool. So we have an array that got console logged that has 56, 88, 24, and 710 in it. First try. And so that was only the even numbers that were in that nums array. So let's take a look and see where this comes from. So here's our nums array. And here we have a function
still works.
called only evens.
See, I'm gonna have to get familiar
Here we
with
have
filter.
an arrow function. What
That was
I am
actually
doing
pretty
is
dope.
I am going to, this is going to be a function that
As
will
well
work
as
with
what you did.
any array, right? It'll work with any array. And so I know I'm going to
See, I
pass in an
split it
array.
like
So I
that.
name my parameter array, right? I name my parameter array. Then I run the filter method on that array. It's the same thing as running the map that we had, right? Like the map we had before. Filter is just another method built into JavaScript that can do some heavy lifting for us. What the filter will do is it's going to help us set up a new array. Just like map sets up a new array, filter set up a new array. And to add a value to this new array, this statement winds up having to be true. So if it's not true, we don't add that value to the array. So the very first time this runs, we are filtering through nums, because nums is the array that we pass in. We call it only evens and we pass in nums. So wherever we see array is nums. So that means array right now is holding the 21, 56, 88, 24, 99, and the 710.
Right.
So how many times is this filter going to run? How many times is this filter going to run? Just like map would run multiple times, how many
1, 2,
times
3, 4,
is
5,
the filter going to run?
9, really? 9 times.
Yes. The filter is
Or
going to run
however many
6
times.
times.
He has 6
There
numbers,
are
that's why.
6 numbers in the array, right? There are six elements in the array.
Oh, for the last
so this
one?
filter is going to run 6 times. Now,
Oh, right.
the
I didn't
very
put your
first
last one
time
in
it
there.
runs, what is n the very first time?
Const. Summon.
21. All right, so does 21 modulus 2 equal 0?
I do math. He did math min.
No.
Was it the
21
first
is
half
not
of
an
it?
even number. 2 does not go into it evenly, so that's a false. So do we add 21 to our new array? Nope. All right. Next, we're going to try 56. Wherever I
See, I'm gonna
say
have to
n is actually
dissect that.
56. Does 56 mod 2 equal
Okay.
0?
I see it.
Yep. So then we add 56 to our new array, and we get a new n. Now it's 88.
Still
Does
not done,
88
big man.
mod 2 equal 0?
That's my son. He came in and stopped by.
Yep. So we add 88 to our new array. Then we try 24.
But a little bit now.
Is 24 mod 2 equal to 0? Yes. So we add 24. Now, is 99 mod 2 equal to 0? No.
Does it work?
2 does not go into 99 evenly, so do we add it to our
But
array?
it's fugly now.
Nope, we do not add it to
Hey,
our
as long
array.
as it works.
And then the very last
It's how I'm
time this
feeling.
runs,
But
n is
you know.
710. Is 710 modulus 2 equal to 0? Yes. 2 goes into 710 evenly. And so we add
yeah, he just disappeared.
to our new array. Now, the funny thing is, this new array, what happens to this new array? Look right here. Talked about this earlier. This new array is created right here. What do we wind up doing with the new array that we just created? There's something very specific that's going to happen here. There's something that when we use the arrow functions that happens. Yeah. It's an implicit return. So that means that the new array that we just created, boop, it gets returned to where it's called. So it's as though only evens was not here, but our new array holding 56, 88, 24, and 710, that gets put into the new array.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
So
gets console logged.
he has a different set of numbers.
So
That's
the
all.
beauty here is that the filter is going to create a new array for us. And then whenever it's done creating that new array, it gets returned to where it was called. And that's why we see the new array being console logged. What does the end mean? It's just a parameter. Just like array is a parameter. They're just parameters. We could have called them anything. We could have called it robot and unicorn and it wouldn't have mattered. Cool. If this is tripping you up, don't worry. This is like the first time we're seeing arrow functions in the wild. Come on Sunday and we'll redo some problems like this where we'll do it without arrow functions and with arrow functions so we can see both ways. Cool. Last one here. Create a function that takes in an array of numbers, right? Create a function that takes in an array of numbers. Alert the sum of the second lowest and the second highest number. So we already have nums. So let's just use, well, it says create a function. Let's create a function. Let's start there. Function, sum of the second and highest lowest. So we're gonna do sum.
Jordan, you did the last one or no?
Low and high. There we go. So we know we're gonna take in an array of numbers. So it's gonna call our parameter array. And we're going to return the
you made it
sum
an arrow function
of the second lowest and the second
I'll
highest.
do it the way
now, if I want to make my life easy, right? I want to make my life easy. How can I get my numbers in a way that I could grab the second highest and the second lowest? Yeah, I could just sort them. If I just sort them,
right?
I just sort them, then I can then I can just use the indexes, right? I can just go 1 in and 2 from the end and grab them, and I should be good. So I see your stretch, Wincy. I got you after. Let's do this real quick. So let's sort it.
We're almost halfway through it.
Equal, and all I'm going to do is sort the array. Array.sort. And then
this I'm writing down Willie
A
on
and B and boop A minus B. This is how you sort numbers in an array. Now, let me ask you, how do you think I was able to bang that out so quickly? Is it something that I just implicitly knew because I'm a elite developer? No. This is something that I learned way back in the day from coding challenges, probably from Code Wars, right? This sorting is something that I had to figure out how to do to solve a Code Wars. And then once I learned it for the Code Wars, I added it to my Jordan deck. And this pops up once every year or so, because I've seen it so many times, right? But it's not something that I would know just because like I know how to code. It's something that I researched to solve a Code Wars. I said, hey, this sorting thing is probably really, really beneficial. I added it to my Anki deck and I review it constantly. So when I do see this problem come up again, this pattern comes up where I have to get numbers in a certain order, boom, sort it and call it a day. So hint, add these things to your Anki deck. We've showed a lot of stuff today that should definitely be in your Anki. We saw a filter for really the first time. We saw a for each again. We're seeing a sort. These are things that you need to come back to. You need to spend some time with these outside of class to see how they work, to see how like you break them down. The reading and the videos also work through a lot of this stuff as well. So it all kind of comes together to see it.
To sort was hard because of the ascending and descending pattern.
When I add it to my Anki, how is it? It's just this. How do you sort an array of numbers? And on this other side would be literally this exact code. Cool. So now we have sorted numbers and we want to alert the sum. So we know we're going to wind up adding 2 numbers. Now that
we had that conversation.
How can I
we had that conversation, Jay. I remember.
Number? What's happening with the A and B? It really doesn't matter. This is just how you sort from low to high in JavaScript. You can reverse the BNA and go from high to low. That's kind of what's happening. It's just the specific way that we're sorting. Once we get to our data structures and algorithms at the end of the cohort, we'll really break down what's happening inside this sort function to need the A and B. But at this point, you really don't need to know what's happening inside the sort function because we're not trying to write super efficient code yet. But when we get to our data structures and algorithms in the course, we'll break that down. Cool. Our numbers are sorted, right? There's a lot of weird things that we could do. I'm seeing some folks pop. Some folks are saying pop the min and max, and then you're left with like easier numbers. I'm seeing some splicing and some slicing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we know that the lowest number would be array what? What index would be the lowest number?
If it's already sorted, it'd be 0.
Array 0 would be the lowest number. So the highest number, the highest number has to be, sorry, the second lowest. If the lowest number is index 0, the second lowest would be what?
1.
1, exactly. So we know the second lowest would be 1 because the lowest is 0. And we're going to add that to the second highest. So we've seen this before where we do array and we do array.length minus what would give us the highest number, right? What would give us, sorry, yes, it's sorted, not array. Good call, good call. It's sorted. Sorted is our sorted array.
He does stuff like that.
Whoops. Good eye. Thank you for that.
Wait.
Beautiful. Because we're dealing with our sorted array, right? So not our original array. So if we wanted to get the highest number, it'd be minus 1, but we want the second highest, so it'll be minus 2, right? And then let's go ahead and call this function and pass in some numbers. So we're gonna sum second, low, and high, and let's pass in some numbers. Let's pass in, let's just do, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but let's mix them. 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's do 1, 5, 4. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all mixed up. And so if we want the second highest and lowest, we should see 2 and 4.
So you read that wrong.
Together for 6. So if this
I understand that. 6. He catches me like that sometimes.
Save this. Let's go back. I should have my sword printed already. This would have been fire. Had that sword up there. Oh, that would have been legit. All right. Anyway, let's refresh.
Refresh.
And we can see the 6 gets alerted.
Right? So it worked.
The 2 and the 4 got added together. We got the 6 alerted. Beautiful. All right. So we saw some sorting. We used the knowledge of our indexes to grab the second lowest and the second highest. We added them together and then we alerted them. Beautiful. Thank you, Enlightened. That's beautiful to hear. Brooke, that's awesome to hear. Cool. All right. Now, I owe a stretch. So let me do my stretch.
I mean, that's a lot.
So I know some more channel points to get the OF.
Jordan, I don't even know if that's rude. It'd have to take me a minute. But yeah. Leon's stretching, you hear a couple cracks in the video. You know it sucks. But at least that's what they tell me.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. We got through some review. If you want to see more, of these types of practices where we're using more methods, we're using arrow functions, we're starting to like do things in slightly different ways, and you want to see me review it with regular functions and then try it with the arrow functions, come Sunday. Sunday, we're going to do some questions like always, but we're going to spend a lot of time with methods. So if you want to come back and see these methods, you want to see more arrow functions, let's do that review on Sunday together. Hippie Sue, hey, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you for being here. Alrighty. Let's get to the goods today, folks. The goods are objects.
Alrighty.
Objects are really the last puzzle piece that we need to kind of start building some really dope stuff. Once we understand objects, your mind, you become enlightened in terms of JavaScript. We're gonna set some things up
Right.
today, and then I am literally going to blow your mind on Thursday. Like, your mind will be obliterated on Thursday.
That's pretty
in
much
the
what I
best
just
way
did.
Possible. So we're gonna touch on objects right now, get the juices flowing, and then come Thursday, just mind explosion. So let's get into it. The wonderful thing about JavaScript is that every single thing is a what?
It's an object of some sort.
Is an object. Keep that thought in your mind. Every single thing is an object. Keep that in your mind. What objects are collections of variables and functions. If you look at an object, all it really is a collection of variables and functions, just like the variables and functions that we've already seen. And these variables and functions, they represent the attributes and the behavior of that object. Now, when we're talking about objects, we call the attributes properties, and we call those functions, we call those methods. So the variables we call, the variables we call properties, and the functions we call methods. The attributes we would call our properties, and the behaviors we would call our methods.
Yeah, I can see that.
At first, it's kind of hard to wrap our brain around. So let's think of an actual physical object, like something that we could really think of, right? For me right now, I am thinking of my water bottle. So I have a nice Nalgene bottle here full of delicious ice water. 1 second. Now, this water bottle has some attributes and behaviors. It has some properties and some methods. What is an attribute of this water bottle? It has a lid color of black. It has a full property of 50%. Well, 60%. It has a shape property of cylinder. It has a brand of Nalgene, right? So we can think of all these different physical attributes that describe this water bottle, right? Not only its shape and color, but also kind of like how full it is, like all the different things we could use to describe the attributes of this water bottle. Now, what are some of the behaviors of this water bottle?
It does.
What's something that it can do? It can open, right?
That's a behavior.
It can open and close, open and close. So there are attributes that describe this water bottle, but there are also behaviors that describe this water bottle, like opening and closing. Beautiful. Let's continue this train of thought with an object that we can all think about. And let's think about a stopwatch. What are some attributes of this stopwatch? This is a physical object that has some attributes. What are some attributes of this stopwatch?
It's black.
Now, don't throw out the value. A lot of folks are throwing out the value.
Wording.
This has a color attribute that has a value of black. We wouldn't say the attribute is black. We would say that the color attribute is black. How about the shape attribute? The shape attribute is round. The brand attribute is AccuSplit. The model attribute is Pro Survivor. The minutes attribute is set to 3. The seconds attribute is set to 59. Hey, thank you for the hype train, everybody. The milliseconds property or attribute is set to 45. So we can think about a physical stopwatch and think through all these attributes of this object. Yeah, its shape, its brand, its color, all these different things that make up the physical
It's,
attributes
yeah,
of this object. But a
color
stopwatch
attribute black.
also has some behaviors. What are some behaviors of this stopwatch?
It starts time, it stops time.
Yeah, it can start, it can stop, it can split, it can beep,
Split.
right? So there are a lot of behaviors that this stopwatch has. And so when we think about physical objects, we can think about their attributes and we can think about their behaviors. And when we think about these objects, it's the same thing when it gets to code. Our objects in JavaScript are going to have some attributes and they're going to have some behaviors. When it comes to JavaScript objects, we call those attributes properties. And we call those behaviors methods. And underneath the hood, our properties are really just variables. Color equals this, shape equals this. And our methods are really just functions, sets of instructions. So when you think of objects in terms of JavaScript, just think of regular old objects and regular
Hey,
space.
Christian, you know how to use backend yet? Or are you strictly front end?
You might have called them
Remind me.
attributes and behaviors, but it's the same thing. When we look at the stopwatch, we can do the same exercise again, and we can say the color property is black, the brand property is AccuSplit, the minutes property is 3, the seconds property is 59, right? And we can say that the actual methods that this stopwatch object has is start, stop, split, beep.
He went forward and then he went backward. Cool. I just caught on to that.
Is what that actually looks like. We can create a object using literal notation. Okay. Just like we saw literal notation with an array using square brackets, we can literally create an object using curly braces.
So I guess we'll be running around the same train after a while.
I have created a stopwatch object using literal notation, which means curly braces.
Curly braces.
And right here, I have set up current time, and current time is the first what on this stopwatch. Current time is a what. We talked about objects having two things. So current time is the first what? Yeah, it's the first property. Right?
Oh,
it's the first property.
I get there. I'm gonna
get
there.
Current time property is set to 12. Next, if we look at stopwatch, you can see that we're setting up tell time. And without having to really know too much about our objects, we know that tell time is a
Christian. Fair enough.
It's not a property, it's something else.
Tell time is that's a method.
Yeah, it's a method. How do we know?
Truth be told, I want to do both. So
method? What's the dead giveaway that tell time is a method?
Function.
It snitched on itself. Yeah, it's a function.
It snitched on itself.
Whenever you have an object and you're setting something about it to a function, dead stop, it's a method, right? As soon as you set tell time equal to a function, you have a method. So right off the bat, we can see that our objects can have properties like current time and methods like tell time. A property is going to be some value, and a tell time is going to be a value that is, our method is always going to be a value that is a function. So if you're ever looking at an object and you see it set equal to a function, you're going to call that a method. Anything else, you're going to call it a property. So the cool thing is we can use these properties and methods just like we would use any other variables and functions. And so once we have set up these properties and methods, we can start to use them. So here we have stopwatch.currentTime. Ignore this stuff here and ignore the parentheses. If you're just looking at stopwatch.currentTime, what does that equal?
Oh, really?
Stopwatch.currentTime.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah, equals 12.
Jay, you talking about when
the same thing as slapping 12
they gave out the
in
tokens
there
for the
because
sponsored
you can
stream?
see we created our object and we gave it the current time property of 12. We can always ask for that property back from the stopwatch object by using this.
Is it tokens or
notation.
coins, whatever they call
Anybody
it?
know what kind of notation this is called? Has a very specific name. What type of notation is that? Did you get it from the reading?
These are the this
it's called
notation.
Dot notation. We can use dot notation.
I was there for that.
to
I haven't
add a
used it yet.
property or add a method.
Nervousness,
we
I
can
think.
also use dot notation to consume. We can get the current time, right? So right here, we know that stopwatch that current time is the same thing as grabbing 12. So wherever I see stopwatch dot current time, it's the same thing as 12. Now, if we ignore this for a second and we look at tell time, how could we tell that tell time was a method even if we couldn't see it up here? In this instance, how could I tell that tell time was a method even if I didn't see the function above?
This would be why.
Yeah,
The dot notation.
exactly. Tell time has the parentheses.
And it has a parenthesis.
Right? So if we were to write
well,
this
fair
out,
enough.
stop watch dot tell time.
Okay.
Just the
Okay.
parentheses
Good to
open
know,
and
Jay,
close.
that it
You
wasn't
can
just
see
me.
that it has the parentheses. Whenever you see those parentheses, what is that?
Why didn't you build
what are we trying to
anything?
do?
I'm curious. Christian, have you heard of
What are we trying to do?
Have you heard of that, right? Oh, you call your mom to argue. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's
We're
doing
trying
this.
to call. Whenever you see those parentheses, we're trying to make a function call. And so if we're making a function call and it's tied to something else, right? It's tied to something else, right? If we're trying to make a function call and it's tied to stopwatch, right? It's no longer just a function, it's a what? If we're trying to make that function call and it's tied to the stopwatch object, it's no longer just a function, it's a what? It's a method. Exactly.
I got confused.
When our functions
what
are
he asked.
tied to objects, we call them methods. And when we have individual variables tied to our objects, we call those properties. So here we can see a property tied to our stopwatch object, and we can see a tell time method tied to our stopwatch object. Now, Shadow said, can you use current time inside the function? Heck yes, we can. Let me show you why. Right? Right, we can for sure. So, stopwatch that current time evaluates to what? What does it evaluate to? It evaluates to 12. So what we wind up really doing is stopwatch.
Let me see the phone.
Tell time. But we pass in
They can wait.
12.
Thank you, big man.
We pass in 12. So that means we're going to pass 12 into
Thank you.
tell time. So here's our function for tell time. That 12 gets passed in. Wherever I see time, I see 12. So console log, the current time is 12. And so that's how we can use the properties and the methods together, right? We can use the properties and methods together. We had one stopwatch object that came with a property and it came with a method. The property was the current time and the method was tell time. And we were able to use those together to start to do some cool stuff. We can run that tell time
Zesty.
method,
You know, I missed a little bit of that because my son popped up, but that is too funny. That is.
So objects are like customized methods. Well, you can think of objects having their own functions, which can be customized, and those are methods. All right. Let's go ahead and try writing some code to make this make a little bit more sense.
Alrighty.
Right, let's try writing some code to make this make a little bit more sense. let's look at the objects Zio. So if we go to objects here, we have Zio. And in this object Zio, I want you to create a stopwatch object that has 4 properties and 3 methods, right? Create a stopwatch object that has 4 properties and 3 methods. I'm only gonna give you 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes to try and bang this out. Look at the past slide if you need to. So 3 minutes, then we're gonna go over it together.
Huh.
Stopwatch object has 4 properties and 3 methods. Try it, even if it's not making sense. Look at the slide and use your good old 100 devs try to make it look the same here. 4 properties, 3 methods. 3 minutes, go for it. Put the other slide up so folks can see it. 4 properties. You can see adding a property here and and the methods. Daddy's home 420A. Thank you for the hydration. Cheers to you. A lot of this should have been review, folks. A lot of this should have been review. This is in the reading. Two minutes. Diego, you haven't sent me a whisper, Diego. So if we don't have your whisper, I'm gonna have to pick the raid.
3 methods. So basically a function that they do. I don't know. I'm confused. You beat me to it. Fair enough. Christian got his up. What was I about to do?
All right, folks, 45 seconds. You got this. Oh, we got some duns coming in. I'd like to see it.
I forgot what nautical miles. Anyway, I just put nautical miles.
Alrighty.
I don't know how to spell nautical
8 seconds,
either,
we're gonna
apparently.
go over it together. We're gonna
That
maybe
sounds right.
slightly blow your mind just a little bit before we get to Thursday's class.
Nautical.
All right, folks, come back. Let's go over this together. Alrighty. So I wanted a stopwatch object. So the first thing I need to do, right? The first thing I need to do is create the stopwatch object. So I'm going to go ahead and do let stopwatch equal and then my curly braces. What type of notation did I just use, right? What notation did I just use to create the object? Literal notation, exactly. I literally create the object. On Thursday, we'll see constructors and some other fun stuff, ways to create objects. Beautiful. So let's add 4 properties. I'm gonna imagine like a.
Is that right? Let me
Nike
see what it
stopwatch.
compares to yours.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say stopwatch.
Start.
Dot
I gave it a whole
brand
nother
equals
other
Nike.
thing.
Okay. Then stopwatch dot color. Let's keep it the same as the picture. We'll say black.
The subscriptions.
And then, actually, I'm gonna keep it lowercase so I don't get in trouble there. Stopwatch dot. What are some other properties that you all thought through? What are some other properties that you thought through? Shape. I like shape. Let's say shape equals round. And what else? Size. Okay. Stopwatch dot size, and we can set it equal to medium. Medium. We got our shape shift to medium.
It's the fact that he spelled medium with SH 3 M's before the rest of medium.
Right?
That is too funny.
Let's go ahead and open it.
That is too funny.
Let's go ahead and open it.
Medium.
All right, let's look in the inspector.
All right. He's checking the inspector
here. Oh, it failed to load the image. It failed to load the image. Why didn't the image work? Anyway, we can ask for this stopwatch, right? Since we're in the console, we can ask for stopwatch. So if we type in stopwatch,
wow,
you can see that we get back the stopwatch that we just created, right?
Wait, but why isn't everything else showing?
Stopwatch we just created. We have brand, color, shape, and size on the stopwatch that we created. So we can actually ask for stopwatch dot brand.
What did I do wrong?
And it would give us back Nike, right? We could ask for stopwatch dot shape and get back round, because we declared the variable stopwatch and literally created an object, and then we added the properties one by one. We could, if we wanted to, as we create the object, have done brand and then did Nike, right? Then we could have done color and do
I'll compare mine
black.
to yours.
That's a little too much to get started with. So
But
for what I did for now is I just literally declared my object, and then I did them all on individual lines so that I could actually see it. But you could actually do it all. If you did the reading, it could all be done inside of the curly braces if you want it. But this is readable for now, and we'll get to some other ways to do it later. All right, so we have our 4 properties, and then let's go ahead and create the methods. So the ones that we kind of already said, I think I wanted to use. So let's go ahead and do start, and I'm going to set that equal to.
I'm gonna bounce this back a little bit. I'm bouncing the video back
to what?
Just ever so slightly to see what happened.
Let's go ahead and test. Literally declared my object, and then I did them all on individual lines so that I could actually see it. But you could actually do it all. If you did the reading, it could all be done inside of the curly braces if you want it. But this is readable for now, and we'll get to some other ways to do it later. All right, so we have our 4 properties, and then let's go ahead and create the methods. So the ones that we kind of already said, I think I wanted to use. So let's go ahead and do start.
We'll go back from here. The video's almost over. It's on.
Start has to be equal to what?
8 minutes left.
Has to be equal to a function. So I'll make this a function, and we're gonna say we're just gonna like console log starting. Starting.
You have that.
All right. Console log starting. Wonderful. And then we're going to go ahead and
check the HTML. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing. Equals function.
The image isn't loading. But outside from that, like, it should be fine.
Stopping.
No, unless you see something I do not.
You could. Stopping, and then I want one more, which
all
is
of them.
beep. So
Or similar
we
to those.
could say I like beep. Or let's make it say something instead of beep. Stopwatch dot say brand. There we go. And we'll set that equal to a function, and we'll console log. And what could I pass in here so that it says the brand? What could I do so that it says the brand? We could hard code it. We can just hard code it for right now. We could eventually get to something called like this, but that's a little too advanced for today. We could just say stopwatch.
See, that's what I was tempted to do. You attempt to use
we know that
this
right now. Stopwatch.brand is Nike, right? So this would only work for this stopwatch, but eventually we'll get to this, and it could be more interchangeable. All right, let's go ahead and save all this. We got our 4 properties. We got our 3 methods. Looks good to me. Let's come back, look in the console. Let's refresh. So if we ask for stopwatch, we can see everything stored in memory right now for stopwatch. We can see all of the brands, the colors, but we can also see these other things in there. What else have we added to this stopwatch object that the console can show us? What have we added? Yeah, we've added our methods. Exactly, we've added our methods. And so inside of the terminal, we can actually use these. We can do stopwatch dot size and get back medium. But let's try running some of the methods. Stopwatch dot start. If I just did this, something weird would happen. If I want my methods to run, what do I need? I want my methods to run. What do I need? I need my parentheses. So right now I don't have my parentheses. If I just hit enter, I get the function declaration back, right? I get the function declaration back, but it didn't actually run. It's just showing me what I have stored into memory, but it didn't actually run. If you want your methods to run, you have to use the parentheses. So boom, I hit enter now, and you can see it logged to the console starting, right? Logged to the console starting. And then we can also do the stay brand. So stopwatch that say brand. And once again, if I want it to run, I need my parentheses to make it a call. Boom. You can see that it console logged the brand, which was Nike. If I looked at stopwatch dot brand,
in his work,
it was Nike. So this
method
should
work.
Of say brand actually works. It said the brand that it was, which is Nike. Why does it say undefined? Because there was no return. It was expecting a return, and I didn't have a return in my methods. Don't worry about it yet. Yeah, that's something we'll get to later on.
Okay.
Cool. Alrighty. Cool. So we hit some things here. We have some properties that we can use on our objects, and we have some methods that we can use on our objects. Can I just just give me a few seconds here. I just want to tease your brain just a little bit, and then Thursday I'm gonna like blow it. All right. If we look back at some of the stuff we did earlier today, you're like, Leon, no. Look at back some of the stuff we did earlier today. Let's look at this one that we just did recently.
Which one is that?
Here I grabbed the length of sorted. What does length look like right now? Based on what we just learned tonight about objects, what does length look like? It looks like a property, but you're saying, Leon, sorted is a what though? Sorted is a what? Sorted is an array right here, but we're using length? Huh.
Wait a minute.
Filter looks like a what? Let's get rid of stuff that's inside of here. Filter looks like a what?
Filter looks like a method.
A method, huh? But it's working on an array.
Isn't it an array method?
We've been seeing these properties and these methods since the beginning. We saw math.min, math.max. We saw toString. We saw some these methods and properties that we've been using this whole time. Interesting, I say. interesting indeed. And that's because every single thing in
Arrays
JavaScript
are objects.
is an
Yeah.
object. Doesn't matter if it's an array, a string, a whatever. Anything we've seen so far, it's all been a lie. It's all been objects this whole time.
He lied to
on
me.
Thursday, we'll make that mind-bending idea come to life. We'll see how we can start to really use objects. We're gonna peek underneath the JavaScript hood and see how everything really is objects. Alrighty, folks. A huge thank you to
What?
everyone this evening. Hitting 100
What
jobs
you
is a
gonna
huge
have to
milestone.
explain?
Something I'm
Oh.
super proud of. I'm super
Oh
proud of
no!
every
I
single
got
day.
you.
You show up,
Happy
you put in the
100.
work, you put
Oh
in the hours.
man.
Let's keep the positivity going. We're gonna go ahead and do a raid. The person that redeemed it didn't actually whisper me, so I didn't see that come through. So I've already queued up a different raid. Diego, we can do a different raid on Thursday if you want. But we're gonna go to Nick, who's doing a competitive data visualization. We've been there to them before, but they're doing something special today. Let's go ahead and give them some love. If you haven't given them a follow, they definitely deserve it. Go ahead and let's go ahead and set that up.
All right.
Beautiful.
Just like that, this
All right,
video is over with.
Hope you had some fun reviewing arrays, seeing some of our newer ways to handle things like arrow functions, some more methods. We're going to do more object practice on Thursday. Don't worry if this is your first time seeing objects. We'll get into it on Thursday. We'll have more fun. We'll make it make more sense. Thank you so much for 100 jobs. It means a lot. It means a lot that you're all here, that you continue to show up, continue to put in the hard work. We're just getting started, folks. Next week, best week ever. Let's raid.
Telling you. Phenomenal. So we finished up no, me either, truth be told, Jay. Finally watched. I'm not gonna lie to you, I still have to do that. The only two pieces of homework to do would be the javascript.info. It's the politically correct apology cake. Yeah. Such is. Christian, you don't even know you chatting with my brother. That's an interesting. We made the connection, brother, cousin, something like that. So yeah, I know I'm gonna have to go through what is it, javascript.info. I can close that. I can make a copy of this. After I leave that alone. So we've been through this. Obviously there's more stuff in here. No, not really. Family, family. Dominic Toretto voice. The chocolate coders. There's a collaboration thing going. That's on YouTube. That could be the title. I could see it now. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh, I keep saying it. I didn't do it yet. Move it over. I can close that. Can can see it now. I can see all of the what do you call it? The TikTok shorts and the Facebook reels and all of it. I could see it now, and I can see exactly how well or maybe not so well that do. I think it sounds like a good time. Then I get the joke more. Alrighty, 21. 21, 21, 21. 21, 21, 21. I can click it watched. So before I go to class 22, do have that reading to do. I really gotta figure out my way around GitHub. Really. Is it Eloquent? JavaScript is also part of the homework? I don't remember. Who it is. It is. It is. And it is which part? It is this one. It is that part. Say yes. Yes to which part? The reels? Let me see if there's a template in here. Nah. What I'll do. Oh wait, Zio's image won't load, so what I will do, I'll use the Mighty Morphin review. Yeah, it'll be the Morphin review. Here's the one I'll use. Did I not finish now? Oh, Get Basics, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Garbage. I know I got to do better. While all three of my kids are home. Surprisingly, they've entertained themselves so far. Like me to get help to talk. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alrighty. Did all of that for what, you know. Why does this feel weird? Anyway, I feel like I set the screen weird or something, but it's alright. Get explained in 100 seconds. What? What? Oh, get started. Oh man, that's talking about the heck like a good title. Get explained in 100 seconds. Man, that's a minute and a half. That ain't bad. Ain't bad. I don't know why I don't have the big thanks one in my server yet, but it's cool. Yeah, just put 100 in. Wait, no. Cool, appreciate it. So, now that the video is done, we had that taken care of. Let's go through this. JavaScript that up. Wait, why do I feel like I already did the arrays? Really? For really quick explanations? Well, duly noted. Duly noted. That's pretty much what I'll make sure I look at. Matter of fact, the thing that be killing me with JavaScript.info is like this little bar. But the crazy thing is, it doesn't go all the way down. The summary's here, like halfway, and then the rest of it is the tasks. So it literally, I don't know. It does something with my brain. Like, oh, it's so long, but it didn't too bad. It didn't actually too bad. Let's see, I can move this. Resituate stuff. There you go. Okay, we already know methods that add or remove items from the beginning or end. Our push adds items to the end. Our pop extracts items from the end. Blah 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 blah. Extracts an item from the beginning. Adds items to the beginning. Here are a few of them. Splice. I've used Splice, but I might not be too keen on how that works. Exactly. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I'm not gonna have too much longer with y'all because being a father is wonderful. Nah, but it is though. They're playing with each other is what it is. I know they asked to play like switch sports later. So it's like the third time they asked. I'm about to buckle up and suffer through that Git tutorial. Ah, man. I'm already suffering. I'm already suffering. I know. I'm gonna get there. I know. I'm not putting it off. I really am. Yeah, I really am. I seen your GitHub and I was like, yeah, yeah. I really gotta get on this GitHub thing. Hopefully I get, well, my goal so far, before I get back to the reading, is I mean, obviously like employment reasons, right? But there are some ideas I have, and as I have more ideas, you know, the list keeps growing, but my skill to accomplish them isn't quite there yet. So I want to do that, and those would be I think two of them would be like open source. I'm not sure what the other ones would be just yet. I have small ideas that probably services for people. And then I have some bigger ideas that are you know, it's going to take a bit of work. Even with me knowing, or at least having an idea of the different tools and or skills I may need. So it's kind of all encompassing in that way. Let's see. Alright, cool. Unshift adds, shift extracts. You don't have to. Some people actually want like something from scratch. However, you know, you run into some people, Christian, that have sites already and it's just could use some elbow grease, you know what I mean? Or a raider. Ah, okay. I mean, makes sense. You could. You could. You didn't know what. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, definitely. There's a hair salon I just did a few days ago that she just wanted a static site. Static. All right. See you later, Christian. You know what I'll do is I'll save the readings for tonight. Um, I think I may even need a break. So maybe I'll play up my kids, be a dad in the day that they're home, and help them learn things and be better at math and sight words and whatnot. Try to mix that in with learning. Well, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Christian Codes for stopping by. Shout out to Jay. Jay, make sure you come back another time. You too, Christian. It was enjoyable. Yeah. So I bid y'all farewell for now. Chances are I'll be back on tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow. All right.